everybody doing today? Good? All right, good. Good to hear. I'm Chef Bernard. I work at the Good Life Kitchen. We are a cooking school and a catering operation. We were just recently highlighted in the Patriot Ledger. There's the happy guy himself. And what we do is we teach cooking classes on a regular basis, and then we do a lot of kids classes, adult classes, parent-child, couples classes, and then what we also do is a full-service catering operation. But this was during the kids' February vacation, so they had a nice article. Did anybody see it? You did? Oh, cool. Has anybody been to the school before? Yeah. Okay. Good deal. How much did they pay you to come?
The office did it as a Christmas party.
Oh, cool. Oh, nice. What office?
Gordon Atlantic.
Oh, Gordon Atlantic. Yeah. Yeah, Jeff. How is Jeff? Tell him and Natalie, we haven't seen him in a while. What's up with that? All right, go. Oh, no? Jeff sold it?
Yeah, to Natalie and Beth.
Oh, wow. Good. And Natalie have her second baby yet?
She did.
Oh, good.
Another girl.
Nice. All right. All right. All right. Well, good. So, like I said, I'm Chef Bernard Kinsella, and it's a pleasure to be here with you guys. Linda set this up a while back with Nancy. All right. I was going to say Natalie, but only because I heard Natalie. So, I think it was like, would you set it up like 2 years ago? No, I mean, it was a while back. I know. I've never had somebody plan out a party so far in advance. Even the weddings, they're like, so I have a wedding coming up in 3 weeks. Do you think? And it's like, whoa, simmer down, you know. But so what we're going to do is we're going to go over a few things. Who likes to cook? Everybody does. Oh, good, nice. So these are some fun, creative recipes. They're very simple. We're going to do a walkthrough of them, kind of give you an idea. We're going to go over some knife techniques, and then we're going to have a sampling. I had, what'd you say, yay? Yeah, okay, good. You were the one stalking at the door. Okay, good. All right, so can I help you bring in the food, sir? Please, you know? But, so we're going to go over some of the things and then kind of give you insight on how to prepare it and kind of work through. All right? All right. I'm not sure how you have done it in the past, but you have to smile, okay? You've got to smile. No. Tell her. All right, good deal. No, seriously. So this is how, in our classes at the school, we do all hands-on classes, about, 98% of them. And then the other ones, there's a couple of different demos that we do, which are chef's tables, all right? Now, I know you don't have the apple strudel recipe, but I can walk you through that, and I apologize. I thought it was in the packet, but I recall seeing it there on the table, and, when they packed up for me, but somebody's getting let go today, let me tell you that. Oh, yeah, look at that. Now I got her smiling. Okay. But, we'll go from there, all right? So, like to cook. Are there any vegetarians in the group? Thank God. Okay, good. Only kidding. Only kidding. No. There's a couple of things here you can have, vegetarian. Are there any gluten-free? Oh, thank God. Nobody raised their hand. Oh, are you gluten-free? No. Okay, good. Flip that camera around. Let's get her gluten-free, vegetarian? No. All right, good deal. So, we have Israeli couscous salad. We have our chicken meatballs, which is with a roasted tomato sauce. We have a crostini. And if we had gluten-free, I actually brought gluten-free crostinis too, just to be considerate, and then our apple strudel. So we'll go through and we'll do some of this, and then you can do a tasting. Okie dokie? Sound good? All right, good. Does anybody have any questions prior to starting? Oh, it's my kind of group, yes. No. All right, good deal. What's that?
Let's eat.
Yeah. Do you want to eat now?
What's
Can
your
you eat
favorite spice?
Favorite spice is curry, along with cumin, coriander, and coriander is what flower or herb? What herb? Cilantro. So the seeds on top are what are ground to make the coriander. All right? Curry, I like Indian food. And you know, we can get so much of it on the South Shore here. Not. Yeah. You got to travel. But, you know, nice. So, so we can start here. We have some peppers. And I see usually they pack me so that I have it so it's like this and I don't have to lean over. But like I said, somebody's going home early today. And it's not going to be me. But, so, in our recipe here for our couscous salad, which actually, is that in your packet too? Yeah, because I don't see it here either. I'll tell you, two people are going home early. No. All right, I'll get you that one too. We'll have it so it's at the front door. So we're using Israeli couscous. That's this one here. This couscous here is regular couscous. Do you know what couscous is? Pasta. Okay? And why you make pasta? Because sometimes you hasta, right? All right, good. So, Israeli couscous balls. I'm going to pass them around and then regular. So you can take that and pass it. Don't be afraid. Well, you could just look at it so you know. So the next time you go to a grocery store, you say, oh, that's Israeli couscous. And they'll be like, wow, you know? Yeah, pass it around. You want to know what you're going to be cooking. Totally smart. So, you take your couscous, you put it in a pot. You take your couscous, you put water in a pot, season it with salt, and this recipe will come. So you have basically 1 part water to 1 part of the couscous, okay? So 1 cup to 1 cup. And then what you're going to do is you're going to bring it to a boil. Remember, only salt and water. And then what you're going to do is take it, you're going to drop it in after it comes to a boil. Stir, stir, stir. Turn it off. The couscous, like pasta, absorbs the water. All right? And then what it does, you're going to take and you're going to turn it off. And then what it does, it's just going to sit for a bit. We're going to strain it. All right? And then once we strain it, you're going to put it in a bowl. And then we're going to start our chopping process. So to my veg mix here, I have carrot, celery, pepper, tricolor. I have edamame, garbanzo beans, all right? And that's it. And then fresh parsley, all right? And then I'll tell you how we made our vinaigrette. Man, I can't believe they don't have that, but let it go. All right. Now, next, here's our pepper. So we're going to take our pepper here. We're going to go to a flat surface, all right? Yes, question.
How long do you boil it?
Oh, just till it comes to a boil, and then you turn it off. I'm sorry, I thought I said that. Yeah, so it comes to a boil, you pour the couscous in, and then basically it comes back up to a boil, which is like 1.5 minutes, and you just turn it off, you're done. But you just want to stir it once you put your ingredient, the couscous, the Israeli, or the regular, into the water. Finished. Okay? And then what you do is once it's covered, you let it sit for a couple of minutes. You're going to take a fork, and you're just going to drag it over the couscous to loosen it up. All right? What was your question, miss?
How long do you have it sit? 2 minutes?
Yeah, you know, 2-3 minutes, boom. Sometimes when we make a lot of this, because we sell this salad a lot, you know, I just take it, I make it, and push it off to the side, and then let it sit for like, you know, a half hour or so, just so, you know, I know it's done and I don't have to worry about it. The kicker is just to take a fork and just kind of drag it over the couscous to loosen it up. So it's not very long. You're going to do it at home and you're making for, a couple of folks. You're going to leave it for like maybe 10 minutes. All right? So you can keep the heat there. And you can mix it with anything. All right? Good? All right, brilliant. So I take my pepper here, cut the base, all right, because I'm going for a flat surface. And then I go here, 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 all right? And then I trim right around the edge. Who cuts their pepper like this? You do? Thank God. Where? All right. And they showed you how to cut it like that? Yeah, nice, huh? There's so many people that, especially when we do the kids classes, they're like, they'll say, oh, my parents, or I cook with my mom or my dad or whatever, but they don't cut the pepper like that. Typically what we do is we take the pepper, and what do? We take and we cut it in half, and then rip it out, and you have seeds all over the place. You'll notice here, there's no seeds on the table. We are seedless today. So you're just going to, the kicker is, make yourself a flat surface, all right? And that's just cutting this piece off. We're going to still use it, but make it a flat surface, all right? And then we're going to come in, because we're doing dice pieces. So your fingers are here, like so, like a little cloth, thumb underneath. And then we pull through. All right? And then we come here. So this is a chef's knife or a cook's knife, all right? So, and most importantly, when you have your knives, and we all have good knives, or at least some of us do, but you want to make sure your knives are sharp. So who typically sharpens your knife? You do, right? So what do you have, like a little sharpener, handheld? So what you're gonna do is, the steel will put an edge on a sharpened knife, but it will not sharpen the knife. A steel, which is long, like so, and it's a bar, and then you come like this, all right? But it doesn't really put an edge to a dull knife. It'll just, like, briefly. So what you have to do is you take and you roll your knife up, you put your bags in the car, and when you go into your local grocer, who has a butcher, and you put this into the bag, and then you say, I'm shopping, can you sharpen my knife? And 9 out of 10 people will do it for you. Hannaford, or what is the name of it now? Big Y. They have on their meat department a little sign, little plug from Big Y, right? They say, we will sharpen your knives for you. Stop and Shop, any of the other folks. You just have to make sure that they have like a meat department back there. But if you say, will you sharpen my knife? They'll be like, yeah, sure, no problem, So take it, if you don't have a stone, or if you don't have a sharpener, and bring it in. And then we're gonna pivot here, and we're gonna take the heel of our knife, and we're going to slice or chop, all right? So you can either chop like that, or we can come in and chop like this, right? And we do nice little small pieces. But so what you say is, well, Bernd, there's only me, or there's only 2 of us, or 3 of us, so I have this whole pepper, and it is, something that I don't want to waste. So what I try to do is I think about, what am I making today? So I'm making my couscous salad with my peppers, And then what can I prep for tomorrow, right? Most importantly, I've got this out because you don't want to take and put this into a plastic bag and then throw it in the fridge. And today is Monday, and then you're going to go shop on Friday for the weekend and next week. And then you go in and you're like, what do I need? Oh, there's that pepper. Oh, wow, that looks really weak. So, what's tomorrow night's dinner? Stir fry. Here we go. My stir fry is set up, right? You have to think through. And you can't be like, get too crazy over it. You know? So there's my stir fry. Here's for the couscous salad. What am I going to have on Wednesday? Let's see. Oh, look. There's a special on pork. Maybe I'll have pork kebabs. So you take your pepper, you know, and you cut it like this. Same thing here. What do I want to have on, you know, what do I want to have on Thursday, right? So you got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday you can take and, you know, you can shred it. You can make, oh, I know what I want to have. I want to have barbecue. So I'm going to make a slaw. So I'll cut this on a bias, right? So try to think through on your cooking habits, you know, and make yourself comfortable with what you're going to be doing with your ingredients. Because a lot of people will come in and they'll say, you know, I want to get those peppers, but they're expensive. You know, and a lot of times they have them on sale, you know, 10 for $10, but you know, you can buy 2 and you get $2. You know, you buy them in the packet, and the packet is, you know, $4.99 for, you know, 3. So you have to think it through and be able to look at that and say, this is a worthwhile deal because I actually can get 3 meals out of this or 4 meals out of this.
Jeff?
Yes, I may help you.
Jeff,
I'm listening.
can you freeze, I freeze like minced onion, can you freeze chopped pepper?
You could, you know, but it becomes very watery.
Okay.
You know, once you take it out, just like the onion too. It's kind of watery, don't you think, right? You know, so. Oh, for the rest of the week, I just put it in a little plastic bag, and I write on it, well, Monday we're already doing. I write on it, you know, Tuesday, Wednesday, and write what you're going to do with it. So that way, you know, you decide to vanish. They know what you're going to have for Tuesday night. Boom. It's in the fridge. Help yourself. You don't need me. All right. So then we take our onion here. Cut that in half. Cut that like so. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to peel back the outer portion. All right. So just take the outer shell off. You think they could have had this done for me, huh? All right. Now, so on this one here, so I cut this in half, right? And I keep the core intact, all right? So we cut a small little piece on the bottom, keep the core intact, slice it in half, right? And then what we do, and I'll show you the reason why, I want to dice the onion, which is going to go for the dicing part. Oh, now you want to come up. There you go, right? So we want to keep the dicing. So I take my hand on the handle, bring the cutting board to the edge, and then we go like this. All right, and we pull through. 1, 2, 3. All right, fingers on top, thumb underneath. Then we go like this, and we're slicing this way. All right? I like that hat. There we go. Now, we've sliced this way, and we just go almost to the back. If you could all see closely, you would see that, oh, he's just like a quarter inch, eighth of an inch from there. And then we come this way here. So who cuts their onion like this besides that lady there? No. Oh, so we have a couple other people that are into it. Good. All right, so we cut just like this. All right, now, I want to have soup on Thursday. So this here is great for soup, right? Little scraps are good for soup. Not the pepper with the seeds. Maybe just the little yellow parts that you can cut off. I take this, I put this in a bag, and say I have only a cup left, right, of stuff, you know, miscellaneous scraps. That goes in the bag, sealed, you know, soup scraps or stock scraps. So we take that, freeze it, and then just keep adding to it. So I put it in a rather large bag, and then, you know, plastic bag, and then just keep it. And then maybe over the course of, you know, 3 weeks, I have enough, because we try to cook with fresh vegetables all the time, that I have enough that I can pull that out. I'll put it into a pot. I'll heat the pot with just a little oil, a little garlic, and you know, we'll take them, we'll stir it up. I keep my stems from our chopped parsley because they're very fragrant. All right, so I put all that in the bag, and then, you know, we heat it up, and then we cover it 1 part to 2 parts water. Okay, and then what we do is we take that and we let it come to a boil, reduce it to a simmer, and we let it simmer for like 40 minutes. And it becomes very fragrant, adds a nice aroma to the household, and now I have, you know, some nice, wonderful stock. So what do you do? Well, I don't need a gallon of stock, right? You're looking at me like, what do I need a gallon of stock for? You know, you drink it, right? It's like tea, right? No. So what you do is you take it and you freeze it, what you're not going to use, right? So you freeze what you're not going to use, and then you have this for a future date, and you put it in a little, I put it back into a plastic bag, I lay it on a cookie sheet, and then what we do is you lay it on a cookie sheet, you put it in the freezer. Why do we lay it on a cookie sheet and freeze it that way? Anybody? Come on. Yeah, it's nice and flat and it's simple, because once it's frozen, then I just pull it out of the freezer, and then I can stand it up, and it stands nicely. Yeah, the refrigerator at home looks a little weird. It's got all these little bags stood up. Beef stew, this, chicken, you know, soup, blah, blah, blah. But, so keep that. So this one, whether you use purple or white onion for our salad, it's up to you. This here, what am I going to do with this? Because I don't need all diced. Here is our stir fry, right? So, again, fingers back, thumb underneath, and then we just chop it away. Can you see that? She can hear me, but you can't see it. Okay, good. So then we come here. There we go. All right, good. Any questions? So far, so good? Yep. All right, write that down. Okay, now, so let me get into the next one. So anyway, for our salad, so you have your couscous, which is cooked. You have all your veggies, which are chopped, all right? So I chop them in advance. A carrot, a celery, pepper, zucchini, yellow squash, edamame. I bring a small pot of water to a boil, and that's the pot that I'm gonna cook the couscous in. We did Israeli couscous here, okay? So what I do with that is I take it and those veggies, because some people don't like them all so raw, you know, because whatever the deal is. So I take these and I drop them into the boiling water, and then I have a little strainer. It's called a spider in my world, and you put these guys into the water, swish it around, let it come back up to a boil, and let it cook for like 2 minutes, and then you scoop it out and you put it into your bowl. So here we have our little regular couscous. And I take this and put it right in. All right, and then I add my veggies to it. And then we mix it up. And actually, this is a beautiful summer salad that will last in your refrigerator, you know, for like 4 days, okay? And sometimes what I like to do is, everybody know Bibb lettuce or Boston lettuce? Yeah, take this and put it inside the lettuce, you know, and just have it like, you know, almost like a what?
A roll-up.
A roll-up or a wrap, yeah, beautiful, you know? So our vinaigrette is made with lemon juice, herbs. We use mint, and I'll make sure you get this recipe, okay? Herbs, we use mint, parsley, we use lemon juice, which is our acid, okay? We add a little honey in for sweetness, and then we add a little olive oil, okay? So the vinaigrette is made by how many parts oil? 2 parts oil to 1 part vinegar, all right? Or acid, lemon juice. So we take that, and then we'll just pour it right over this. And then we'll just pour it just like so. And then we just mix. So, if I'm going to take this, say like this amount, I'm going to party Friday, Saturday. Today's Wednesday. Cut my veg, all right, today. You know, shop Tuesday. Don't stress. The key is don't stress. You know, most people are like, I hate cooking because I don't have any sharp knives. I have to shop, I have to do this, I have to do that. So, shop for your veggies on Tuesday. Wednesday, chop some of your veggies. Thursday, chop a little more. Thursday, cook the couscous. All right, because you already have all your veggies chopped now. You've given yourself 2 days, 2 hours, right? It doesn't all have to be one and done. Now, take and mix it together, all right? But the key is, when you add your acid to this, it's going to turn some of your veggies, which are green, because you're just gonna put them in there for a minute or so, and it's still gonna have some body to it, it's gonna turn them dark. So you don't want to add the vinaigrette right in. So if you're going on Saturday, and it's a 4 o'clock party, let's say, just take and add your vinaigrette, like in the morning, to your mix, and mix it up. It's plenty of time. Plenty of time. All right? All right, good. Glad you all agree with me. My kind of group.
Do you use the whole pod? I mean, edamame?
No, not the whole pod. No, I use the just the pieces of the edamame. Yeah, not the whole long pod. Yeah, that would be annoying. You know what he means? Like if you have the whole pod in there, oy vey. All right, good. Now, so that is our salad. Does anybody have any questions? No questions at this time. Too late. Next. Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
I was just going to ask about olive oil. Say like extra virgin.
Yeah, extra virgin olive oil to make the vinaigrette. Extra virgin olive oil to cook. I don't use it so much to cook because the heating of the olive oil is a little challenging, all right? Because it has a lower heating point. So to cook, we use like canola oil, all right? You know, or vegetable oil, or, you know, like, you know, canola or, was it coconut oil or grapeseed oil? They have higher cooking process. But the only thing in with the coconut or the grapeseed oil, their cost is a little higher, right? So, I mean, you can use the virgin olive oil to cook with, but just remember, when you put it in, so we heat the pan, and then we incorporate our ingredients. We heat the pan, you put your olive oil in, and let it get hot, and then, you put your stuff in, and you'll see it'll start to brown rather quickly. So you want to keep that in mind. All right, good? Answer your question? All right, good.
The lighter the color of the oil, the lower the temperature.
No, the lighter the color, it just means that that's like a third press or a second press. The darker the oil is like a first press. Yeah. So it's not so much like a lower, it's all about the heating process, So like when we start and we do classes, it's like put your pan on the cooktop, turn it up, and then let it go from there. All right? So, so that's that. For our chicken parmesan meatballs, we're using ground chicken, 2 egg whites. We use gluten-free breadcrumbs in this here. All right? Little Parmesan cheese. We used Italian seasoning. I put in fresh garlic and fresh onion powder. Excuse me, fresh garlic and fresh onion minced. And then mozzarella cheese is garnished on top. So we take these guys, and when we make these, because we do like a lot of chicken parmesan sliders for some different catering events, they're a big seller. And what we do is we take them, and we have an ice cream scoop, which is the size of these guys here, and we scoop them out, put them on a cookie sheet, which is lightly greased, and then we roast them off in the oven. And we put them in for roughly 350 degrees for about 15, 20 minutes or so. Whenever I put anything in the oven, I'll go, let's see, it says 20 minutes. I'll put it in for 15 because I can always go back and look, because you never know what's going to happen with the oven that day, And it happens. I mean, I have 6 ovens, so it's like, some days it's like on task, and other days you're like, what the heck? So, but basically, ground chicken, any meat department, ground turkey, any meat department, ground beef and pork, right? So you can utilize what you prefer. So we do the chicken because most people are comfortable with that, or the turkey. So like last night we did a birthday party at the school. We do birthday parties as well. And so we made fresh pasta, we made turkey meatballs, we made fresh garlic bread. The pasta we made was fettuccine pasta. And then, let's see, and then we made a small salad. So it was a lot of fun, She was turning 12. So she had 12 of her friends. And yes. So anyway, but it was a nice time. So she had and that's all on our website at goodlifekitchen.com. And you can see any of the things or events that we do. I don't post a lot of the catering menus on there, because I'd rather, if you're interested in something, you can contact us for them, we can get back to you, and then say, okay, what would you like? Because you never know. I used to put up a bunch of catering menus, and then people would say, I want catering menu 1, I want these 3 items, 2, I want these 2 items, 3, I want these 2 items, number 7, I want, it was like, so it's just like, let me talk to you, because we need to know, do you have gluten allergies? Do you have dietary concerns? Do you have other food allergies? Things we need to be aware of? And it's just more positive that way. Plus, we start the dialogue and the conversation gets going, and then, we can put something together in, a day and shoot it out to you, Because sometimes, it's like, I see you have salmon, but we really wanted swordfish. Can you, it's like, okay. So it's much easier to just say, let's chat, and then we kind of go from there. All right? So that's our chicken meatball, Parmigiano. All right? roasted tomato sauce. All right. So I take our tomatoes here, and this is what we do. We take this, we cut off this little piece here. This is going to go in my bag. I know. It's with the other one. I'll get it all to you. But anyway, so we take this here. We will put it in our roasting dish. We'll put sliced onion, garlic fresh, and then what we do is we take and we roast it off. All right? And we'll do like, as I did for you guys here, we did a bunch, and then what we did was we mashed it up with a potato masher, okay? And salt, pepper, a little oil in there, and it takes like half hour to roast these guys off till they're very tender, okay? Till they're very tender. But it comes out to be a really, really nice sauce, I think, you know? As long as I keep thinking that, we're good. Now, so that is essentially it. It's just time. You pull it out from the oven, and like I said, we just leave it right in its container, and then we just mash it up, and you'll be able to taste that in a few minutes. Maybe a few hours, I don't know, it depends. So that's our tomato. Now, our crostinis. The crostinis we take a baguette, slice extremely thin, all right? The crostini is there, yeah, I saw that one. It's under the beef crostini with garlic tomato salsa, which is a fantastic recipe. So for the crostinis, you take one baguette, and what you're going to do is slice it really thin, and we take it, the long baguette, and we cut it on the bias, all right? So it's nice and long. And then we put these into a bowl, and then what we do is we take them, we mix with olive oil, salt, pepper, all right? We lay it out on a cookie sheet, and then we take and we roast them off. And then what we did here was we put some pecorino romano, all right, cheese on top. So we let it roast off for about 12 minutes till it starts to get golden. And then we pull it out and we put the pecorino on, all right? So wonderful cheese, cow's cheese. And then put it back in the oven and just kind of let it meld right in, all right? So it's very, very nice. And has a wonderful little flavor to it. So, and that's how we make those. It's very simple, very easy, and it's also a good thing to have around. Reason being is that you can take this, you can cook a bunch of these, or before the bread goes down for the count, even slice it, put it into a plastic bag, and then freeze it, and then pull them out as you need them. So, you know, like somebody's coming over unexpectedly, I just pull them out, and I put them on a cookie sheet and just toast them off. And then, you know, I always have cheese. Can't not have cheese, right? You know, whether it's a double cream or, you know, a blue cheese or, you know, a wonderful fontina, you know, then you have these little warm crostinis that go on, you know, the table with your little cheese platter you put together, and then you're good to go. Okay, good. Any questions on that? So cookie sheet, boom. All right? Now, next, our, oh, I do have the roasted tomato sauce in there. Yeah, all right, good. It's covered up here by my dices. All right, good. Now, so for our apple strudel, has anybody ever made apple strudel before? No? You have? You don't want to raise your hand, you're afraid? Okay. Put the camera on her quick. All right. No, so somebody's made apple strudel before, right? How do you make it? There you go. So last night in the class, so, you know, so how are we going to cut this to the kids, you know, and the kids are like, with a sharp knife. And I was like, yeah, you're right, good. All right. What kind of knife should we use? That big one, you know. So this is a chef knife, this is a cook's knife, this is a paring knife, you know, but we go over all that stuff. And most importantly, safety skills. So yes, we use the puff pastry sheets, which you find in the freezer section. Easy, right? In the apple strudel recipe, that I will send to Linda, I apologize again, but that's it, you never hear that again. There is a recipe for making your pastry, okay? There. So make sure you hit her up. We take our apples, we wash all our veggies, tomatoes, apples, everything, and then what we do is we take here and we slice, top and bottom. All right, and then what we do is we take and we peel. Hey, does anybody have an apple core? Yeah? Where'd you get it? Ugh. How about anybody else? Pampered Chef. Anybody else? Williams Sonoma. Ugh. So, no, not that there's a problem with those, but you know, so I got a couple, and I got them at that, what's the sleigh place? Christmas tree shop. Yeah, beautiful. Works perfect. Easy, you know? And you like, if you find something that's good, don't buy one, buy two. Yeah. Yeah. So we take these and we just go like this. And they work really great, you know? But like, especially during the holiday time, you know, because my thing is, you know, if I'm going to go to a holiday party, I don't want to bring, you know, you can keep your scraps in there too. You know, I don't want to like bring like a bottle of wine. I like to, you know, bring something, you know, like edible. Because people always like look like, where's the happy guy? You know, what has he got? You know, people invite me just because they know I'm going to bring something. You know, otherwise they're like, oh, you have to go so quickly. Okay, good, I'll take the tray. You know, but so we take. What's that? Granny Smith. We're using Granny Smith here. These are Granny Smith. You can use Macintosh, are good. You can use Lady Bell, are good as well. Granny Smith has a nice sweetness to it. So we take our apple. If you don't have the apple core from all these well-known places, and then we're just going to take and slice, all right? Thin strips, all right? Slice them into thin strips, because when I do this, I will actually make, so in this box here comes 2 pieces, all right? So I'll do it where I will make, you know, I'll just, like number one, during the holiday time, this is out the door, like you start looking for it in the beginning of December, and like the place I go to, they're always out of it. It's so annoying. And I'm like, will you just call me when it comes in? It's like, okay, but I'm not sure. It hasn't been in for 3 days. And it's like, that's because people come in, they buy like 5 boxes, and you know, then they throw it in the freezer. So there's 2 packets in here. When you open it up, you know, number one, it's frozen. So you take it out the day before, let it thaw, open it up, and I just make 2 automatically. Even if like, I'm just going to use 1. Because the other one is gonna go where? It's gonna go wrapped up in the freezer. And there you are, you're coming over? Okay. I pull out that and I'm 1 up, you know? I don't look like, I don't have anything, you know? Because people come over and they anticipate, the guy's gotta have something, you know? So I always do that. And I buy several boxes, boom. But you know, I'll take and I'll do the apples, and here they are here. Who's sleeping? Wake up. So these are apples. They're tossed with cinnamon, sugar, all right, and a little flour, all right? Cinnamon, sugar, and a little flour. Why do we toss it with flour?
So they don't store the juice.
Yeah, because the juice, when it comes out, all right, it's going to, you know, kind of run within the pastry dough. So, and if I want to, I can take this and I can make it 2 days out. Just put a little lemon juice in there, okay? So you can take that and pass it. You're my official passer. Start up passing. All right. So we take that, you mix it with your cinnamon, your sugar, your flour, easy. The pastry dough that you'll have in your recipe, it takes a little bit to make, and it's a little challenging, but it's good. Very good. But it's always good to be challenged, you know? Can't make everything easy in life. All right. Now, so we have that. Any questions on that? Remember, flat surface. And if you don't have the machine, just cut it. And you're just going to get rid of the core. And the one at the Christmas tree shop that they have is pretty inexpensive. You know, it's not like one of those killers. You know, with some of these other high-class places, but you know, it's like 20-something bucks, you know? And it has a suction on it. And then you just take and, you know, you roll it. And, you know, if you have it, you'll use it. If you have it, you'll use it. All right. So good. So that's what we do with our apples. Very simple, very easy. So we use Granny Smith in this. All right. Does anybody have any questions? No? All right. Oh, you do actually. Oh, wait.
So when you take the puff pastry and then how do you construct the strudel? Are you gonna...
Oh, okay, cool. Good question. All right. So, you take your puff pastry. Yeah, I know, not having the recipe here. I'm telling you. Somebody's going home early today. Unwillingly. So, I take the puff pastry. So it's like this, right? And you unfold it like that. And it has paper that's in between. All right? So you unfold it, and then I take, once it's thawed, right? And then I take the rolling pin and roll it out. So if I want if I'm doing a sweet pastry, because sometimes I do this and I put into the puff pastry, I'll put like pulled chicken with assorted vegetables that I've almost made a stew with. So good, and it's so nice, right? You know? But take it and roll it out, front, back, left, right. If you need to, you can put some flour on the table. What I like to do is put a little confectionery sugar down if it's going to be a sweet pastry, all right? So put it down and then roll, and then take it. I'll put egg wash on the outside, and I'm using, you know, like a pastry brush to egg wash just around the outside. And that's one egg with a little water, or, you know, like I do a lot of recipes where there are just egg yolks in the recipe. So I always keep the egg whites, and I put them in a little small container like this, and put it in the freezer and keep it, or in the fridge. Yeah, I know. It's an overwhelmed freezer. No. But you know what? The funny thing is, I don't keep anything more than 4 months in the freezer. You know, like other than maybe some ice cubes. But, you know, once I put it in, I know what's in there, and then I pull it out and I utilize. So, but I do, I put my egg whites in a little container, and then, you know, Sunday is omelet day, egg white omelets, you know? As much as I like to go out, not, you know, that's how we do it. So egg wash, and then I take my apples, once they're all mixed up, and we put big solid bunch here, fold in the sides, fold this side in like we're almost making a burrito, and you'll see here, and then we just roll it up. And then it's going onto a cookie sheet. This is going to bake, because it's puff pastry, in a preheated 425 degree oven for about 20 minutes. So the oven has to be preheated. Always preheat your oven, okay? Preheat the oven, 425. And then this is going to go, you know, on a cookie sheet, which is lightly greased, and pop it in the oven.
Do you have to put any vents in it?
What's that?
Any slashes like vents in it?
No, I didn't put any slash on this. It depends on what I'm doing. When I do like the chicken one, I do a little slash in there because it's almost like a stew-like chicken. There's a light juice there. But, so there I do. But otherwise, on this one, it's mainly just the apples that are inside, and then you have that flour that's absorbing that liquid. So, and when you make a roux, anybody ever make a roux before? So, you have equal parts butter or oil to, flour. So if it's 2 tablespoons of oil, 2 tablespoons of flour, or butter, you melt the butter and you add the flour, and that's going to be used as your thickening agent, okay? So that's your thickening agent. So that's why you do that. Let's see.
How about a glaze? Do you put a glaze on it?
I put some sugar on top. So I cook it for that time. But yes, so, once you take and you put your egg wash down, you put this on and then you roll it, you want to take and you want to brush it with your egg wash to finish it off, okay? Now, if, these are on sale a lot of times, the puff pastry, especially during the summer. So sometimes what I'll do is, if I do make this, because during the summer you can make peach, you can do pear, you can do cranberry pear, right? Cranberry apple, peach with raisin, peach with schnapps. No. So what you do is, everybody like that one, yeah. So no, what you do is you make it and you don't egg wash it. You just wrap it up, put it on the cookie sheet, let it freeze, and then wrap them individually, right? Wrap them individually, and then take them and, then store them in the freezer until you're ready to use it. So, when I'm going to cook it, then I'll pull it out, and yes, from the frozen state, I will take it and egg wash it, let it sit for about 10 minutes until the oven preheats, and then just pop it right in the oven, and you're good to go. Good? Yes, I might help you.
It's gonna sound silly, but you said you put sliced chicken, curry chicken in it. Could you do like pulled pork?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, in this here? Yeah. Oh. Yeah, so I do chicken, which typically has like corn, carrots, celery, and I'm almost like making a chicken stew, okay? But I'm not putting a lot of liquid in it. And then I scoop it out, and then after this is rolled out, kind of fill it in it, or even cut it into squares, so I'm making like little pockets. Yeah. And then fold it over. You could put a little sauce in there if you want, but it's really nice, and it's almost like making a pot pie, but it's in like a triangle form or a strudel form. It's a little something different. Especially like, say, you're gonna do it in a form like this, where you can have, say, okay, well, we're gonna have a nice salad. We're gonna do this in that shape, and then, we'll each have a wedge of that, and maybe do like, some mashed potatoes on the side, right? Unless you have potatoes in with the mix.
Did we cook it? The ingredients?
Yes, yeah. So I'm making like a little stew, yeah.
It's all pre-cooked.
Yeah.
Stuff, okay.
Pulled chicken, or even get the rotisserie chicken and just pull that and then mix it with the veggies. If you're going to do like, even if you wanted to do it fast, you could do a rotisserie chicken with frozen veggies and then just kind of mix it together. Make your little roux, add a little stock to it, throw everything in, and then that way you have like a little sauce to it, But it also makes just even a nice little top to put on. Yeah, so you're pretty good there. Yes, I may help you.
Crimp the edges.
You could crimp the edges. I always crimp, yeah. So this here, when we did this here, we egg washed it, so it was egg washed around, and then we took and we rolled, and then egg wash the top, and you just put the seam side down, right? So you're good to go. You're not trying to, you don't want to put seam side up, otherwise it'll just kind of, burn up on you. Unwrap. Okay? All right. Yes, that may help you.
What if you wanted to make one that was vegetarian?
Same thing. Just going to take and do any of the veg in there, that's all.
But you would pre-cook the vegetables.
Yeah, depending on what you're going to put in there. Because you want to make sure that they're going to be tender. Because carrots are going to take a little longer to cook, or turnips, or whatever the case is. Some veggies will take longer to cook than others. So you want to make sure that even if you took and you blanched them, and blanching is the process of bringing water to a boil, seasoned with salt, and then what you do is you take, and then once it boils, you're going to take your veggies and you're going to put in. So I have carrots, I have turnips, I have beets, right? Wonderful. And you put it into the boiling water and you let that cook. It's already cut like small dice, like this guy here, right? And so you bring it to a boil, and then you let it cook for about like 3 or 4 minutes, So what you do then is you just pull it out, let it cool, right? And then go from there. So if I want to blanch spinach, what do? I bring the water up to a boil, I have salt, and then I just take my spinach and I drop it in, swirl it around, and scoop it right out. Because the spinach is blanched, all right? If you want to cook something, and you want to, and you're not going to use it right away, but you want to cool down the cooking process, what you're going to do is you're going to you're going to bring the water up to a boil, add your salt, right? You have a little bowl over here of cold water, or with a little ice in it, and then what you do is you scoop, put it into the pot, mix it around. After it's cooked, whether it's the 3 minutes for the veggies or the spinach, I take it out and just boom, shock it into your cold water, right? Shock it in your cold water, and that'll stop the cooking process. Okay? Little blanching there, huh? Anybody here called Blanche? No? All right, cool.
Golden Girl.
Golden Girl. What is this Golden Girl? All right. Any other questions? Well, if you do, we can go over that. But in the meantime, so let's have one table at a time come up. All right? And look at, simmer down. I was calling that table there. No, I'm teasing. Yeah. We'll have one table at a time come up, and we can grab a little salad, a little piece of strudel, and a meatball. There we go. Silverware, napkins are right here.
My granddaughter had her birthday party in here.
Oh, really? Oh, cool. Did you have a good time? Oh, yeah, you told me that.
She did the breakfast, the brunch menu.
Oh, good.
Oh my goodness, that looks good. Thank you.
Here you go. Add to the mix there. Do you want another piece of this one? You're going to go for that? Okay. So we all good? Any questions? Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here. So it's goodlifekitchen.com. March is up. April is coming up, hopefully by Monday. And, just great. Thank you very much. It's nice to be here. Cheers.